Honor your feelings. Whatever you are feeling right now is okay. There is no right or wrong way to process a breakup. Some moments may feel heavy with sadness, while others may bring waves of anger, relief, or even guilt. You might feel lost, confused, or betrayed. You may feel moments of hope and freedom, only for grief to wash over you again. All of it is part of the healing journey, and all of it deserves your loving attention. So often, we're taught to suppress our emotions, to be strong, to move on quickly, or to act as though the relationship never mattered. But when we deny our feelings, we only bury them deeper within, where they can create resentment, pain, and emotional blockages that keep us from fully healing. Healing does not come from ignoring emotions. It comes from allowing them to surface with kindness and compassion. Let yourself feel what you need to feel. There is no rush. There is no timeline. Give yourself permission to experience your emotions fully, without judgment or shame. If sadness arises, welcome it like an old friend. Let the tears flow, knowing that they are cleansing you from the inside out. If anger surfaces, recognize that it is there to show you where you feel hurt, betrayed, or misunderstood. Anger is not something to fear. It is energy that, when acknowledged, can be transformed into strength and self-awareness. If regret lingers, remind yourself that you did the best you could with the knowledge you had at the time. Life is about learning, and every experience is part of your soul's growth. Your emotions are messengers, guiding you toward healing. When you listen to them without resistance, you give yourself the gift of self-love. Sit with your feelings, breathe through them, journal about them, speak them aloud if you need to. Let them move through you, knowing they are temporary waves in the vast ocean of your being. The more you allow yourself to honor and express what you are feeling, the more space you create for peace and clarity to emerge. You do not need to force healing or rush to feel better. Simply being present with your emotions is enough. Your heart is wise, and it knows how to heal itself when given the space to do so. There is nothing weak about feeling deeply. There is nothing wrong with grieving what once was. Every emotion has a purpose, and every feeling you experience is leading you toward greater understanding, self-acceptance, and love. Be gentle with yourself. Hold yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. You deserve your own compassion. You deserve to give yourself the love and patience that your heart needs right now. You are not defined by the relationship. You are not just someone's partner, someone's past, or someone's memory. You are a whole, radiant being, complete in yourself. The love you shared, the experiences you had, and even the pain you feel now are part of your journey, but they do not determine your worth. No relationship, no breakup, no heartbreak can ever take away the essence of who you truly are. You are still you, beautiful, strong, and deserving of love, whether you are in a relationship or standing on your own. It is easy to attach your identity to a relationship, to believe that your happiness, your sense of self, and even your future were dependent on it. But you existed before this relationship, and you will continue to thrive beyond it. You are more than the role you played, more than the love you gave, more than the pain you endured. A relationship may enhance your life, but it is not the source of your existence. The love you seek, the acceptance you long for, and the sense of belonging you desire must first come from within. When a relationship ends, it can feel as if a part of you is missing, as if you are incomplete without the other person. But the truth is, you were never missing anything. The love you felt in that relationship was simply a reflection of the love already within you. That love has not disappeared. It is still there, waiting for you to recognize it. You do not need another person to validate your worth or to prove that you are lovable. You are already enough. You are already whole. Let go of the belief that your identity is tied to the past. You are not your heartbreak. You are not your mistakes. You are not the words spoken in moments of pain, nor the dreams that didn't come true. You are an ever-evolving, ever-expanding soul, growing in wisdom and strength with every experience. The love you gave was not wasted. The time you spent was not lost. Every moment has contributed to your journey, shaping you into the person you are becoming. Release the need to define yourself by what was. Open your heart to what is. You are free to rediscover yourself, to explore your own dreams, and to nurture the relationship that matters most. The one you have with yourself. You are not lost. You are simply finding your way back to you. And you, just as you are more than enough. Let go of self-blame. You did the best you could with the knowledge, understanding, and awareness you had at the time. Every decision you made, every word you spoke, every action you took came from a place of trying to love, trying to connect, trying to navigate a relationship in the best way you knew how. There is no need to punish yourself for what you did or did not do. Self-blame only keeps you stuck in pain, replaying the past over and over again, as if doing so will somehow change what has already happened. But the past is gone, and all that remains is this present moment, the moment in which you can choose to offer yourself kindness instead of criticism, compassion instead of guilt, understanding instead of regret. There is no perfect way to love, no flawless way to be in a relationship. Love is a journey of learning and growth, and every relationship teaches us something about ourselves. If you made mistakes, let them be lessons, not burdens. If you wish you had done things differently, use that awareness to grow, not to shame yourself. No one is perfect, and no relationship is without its challenges. You were learning, just as your partner was learning. Blaming yourself will not heal your heart. Loving yourself will. Forgive yourself for the things you think you could have done better. Forgive yourself for the moments you believe you should have been stronger, wiser, or more patient. Forgive yourself for not knowing then what you know now. Life is always unfolding, always teaching, always guiding you toward deeper wisdom and greater love. Every experience, even the painful ones, is part of your journey. The choices you made brought you to this moment, and in this moment, you have the power to choose self-love. You do not need to carry the weight of the past on your shoulders. Release it. Set yourself free. Imagine holding a heavy bag filled with regret, guilt, and self-judgment. See yourself gently placing it down, allowing yourself to walk forward unburdened. You deserve to move on without shame. You deserve to see yourself with the same love and understanding you would offer a dear friend. If someone you loved came to you in pain, blaming themselves for the end of a relationship, would you not remind them of their goodness? Would you not tell them that they are worthy of love, that they did their best, that they are still deserving of happiness? Offer those same words to yourself now. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are a beautiful, evolving soul growing through every experience. The love you gave was real, and it was enough. And even now, as you heal, you are enough. Be gentle with yourself. Let go of the blame and open your heart to the love that is always within you. Forgiveness sets you free. When you hold on to anger, blame, or resentment, you keep yourself tied to the very pain you wish to release. Forgiveness is not about excusing hurtful behavior or pretending that pain did not happen. It is about setting yourself free from the burden of carrying it. Every time you replay the past, every time you dwell on what went wrong or how you were wronged, you allow the pain to take up space in your heart. But you are not meant to live in the past. You are meant to live fully, openly, and joyfully in the present. Forgiveness is the bridge that allows you to move forward. Forgiving your former partner does not mean you condone their actions. It does not mean that what happened was okay. It simply means that you are choosing to release the emotional chains that bind you. You are choosing your peace over your pain. As long as you hold on to resentment, the person who hurt you still holds power over your emotions. You deserve to reclaim that power. You deserve to be free. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to another. It is a gift you give yourself. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. You may be carrying guilt, regret, or shame, believing that you should have done things differently. But the past cannot be changed. What you can change is the way you hold yourself in this moment. Instead of punishing yourself, choose to offer yourself kindness. You are human, and like all humans, you are learning. There is no perfection in love, only growth. If you knew then what you know now, perhaps you would have made different choices. But you only had the awareness that was available to you in that moment. Be gentle with yourself. You did the best you could. Forgiveness does not happen all at once. It is a process, a daily practice of choosing to let go, choosing to release, choosing to move forward with an open heart. Some days it will feel easy, and other days you may feel the weight of old wounds pressing against you again. That is okay. Healing is not linear. Be patient with yourself. Each time you remind yourself that you are willing to forgive, you take another step toward freedom. If it feels difficult to forgive, start with the willingness to forgive. Say to yourself, I am willing to release this pain. I am willing to let go of this burden. I am willing to choose peace instead of resentment. Even if you do not fully feel it yet, the willingness to forgive begins to open the door. With time, that door will open wider and the light of healing will pour in. You are not meant to carry the past with you forever. You are meant to be free. And freedom begins with forgiveness. Love yourself through this. In this moment, more than ever, you need your own love, your own kindness, your own gentle embrace. It is easy to seek validation from others, to long for someone else to assure you that you are enough, that you are lovable, that you are worthy. But true healing begins when you turn inward and remind yourself that you are already whole. No relationship, no person, no external love can define your worth. That love must come from within, and it is already there, waiting for you to embrace it. Speak to yourself with the tenderness you would offer a dear friend. If a loved one were hurting, you would not criticize them, judge them, or tell them they are not enough. You would hold them with compassion, reassure them of their value, and remind them that they are deeply loved. Now, do the same for yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. I am here for you. You are deserving of love, exactly as you are. In the moments when your heart aches, place your hands over it, close your eyes, and whisper words of comfort to yourself. Your own love is the most powerful healing force you have. Loving yourself means being gentle with your healing. It means not rushing to move on or forcing yourself to feel better before you are ready. It means honoring your emotions, allowing them to flow, and knowing that your pain does not make you weak. It makes you human. It means nourishing yourself with kindness in every way possible, eating foods that support your well-being, resting when you need to, surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, and creating space for joy, even in small ways. Loving yourself means giving yourself permission to heal at your own pace, without guilt, without pressure. You are not broken. You are not unworthy. You are not defined by the end of a relationship. You are a radiant being, full of love, full of light, full of infinite possibilities. This moment of pain is temporary, but the love you cultivate for yourself will remain forever. The more you pour love into yourself, the more you will feel your heart expanding, opening to new beginnings. Healing takes time, and that is perfectly okay. There is no rush, no deadline, no need to force yourself to be over it before you are ready. Your heart is tender, and it deserves patience, gentleness, and understanding. Some days you may feel strong and hopeful, and other days you may feel lost in sadness. That is part of the process. Healing does not happen in a straight line. It is a journey, and every emotion you experience along the way is valid. There is no right or wrong way to grieve, no perfect way to move forward. The only thing you need to do is honor where you are, moment by moment. Give yourself permission to take as long as you need. Do not compare your healing to anyone else's. Some wounds take longer to mend, and that is okay. The pain you feel is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of deep love, deep feeling, deep connection. Your heart is adjusting, finding its way back to wholeness, and that process cannot be rushed. Just as a physical wound needs time to close and regenerate, so too does your emotional heart. Trust that every tear, every quiet moment, every deep breath is part of your healing. There may be days when you feel like you have made progress, only to wake up the next morning feeling heavy again. That does not mean you are moving backward. Healing is not about forgetting the past or pretending you are fine when you are not. It is about allowing yourself to move through the waves, knowing that each one carries you closer to peace. There is no need to judge yourself for how long it takes. There is no need to fix yourself, because you are not broken, you are simply healing. Be patient with yourself. Speak to yourself with kindness. If your heart needs rest, give it rest. If your soul needs comfort, wrap yourself in love. If your emotions feel overwhelming, allow them to flow. The more you allow yourself to move through this process without resistance, the more gentle and natural your healing will be. You are not stuck. You are not failing. You are growing, evolving, and becoming stronger with every passing day. Trust that in time, your heart will feel lighter, your spirit will feel freer, and love will find its way back to you in new and beautiful forms. Until then, simply be with yourself, honoring the sacred process of healing. You are doing beautifully, exactly as you are. Your emotions are your guides, and they are here to help you heal. Every feeling that rises within you has a purpose. There is no need to push anything away or judge yourself for what you feel. Sadness, anger, loneliness, grief, all of these emotions are natural and necessary parts of your healing journey. When you allow yourself to feel fully without resistance, you create space for those emotions to move through you and transform. Healing happens when you stop suppressing your pain and instead hold it with love and understanding. Let yourself cry when you need to. Let yourself rest when you feel weary. Let yourself express whatever is in your heart without shame or apology. Emotions are energy, and when you suppress them, they do not disappear. They become stored in your body, weighing you down. But when you give yourself permission to feel, to release, to be vulnerable, you allow that energy to flow and be set free. You are not meant to carry heavy emotions forever. They are meant to be acknowledged, felt, and then gently released. There is no such thing as a wrong emotion. Whatever you feel is valid. If you are angry, let yourself express that anger in a healthy way. If you are sad, let yourself sit with your sadness and give yourself comfort. Do not tell yourself that you should be over it by now. Do not listen to the voices, whether from others or from within, that say you need to be strong and move on quickly. True strength comes from honoring your emotions, not ignoring them. Strength is in allowing yourself to feel deeply and still trusting that you will rise again. You are not your emotions. You are the loving presence that observes them. You are the gentle voice that whispers, "It is okay. I am here for you." When the pain feels overwhelming, place your hands over your heart and remind yourself, "I am safe to feel. I am allowed to grieve. I am allowed to heal at my own pace." Your emotions are not your enemies. They are simply messengers asking for your love, your patience, your attention. The more you embrace them with kindness, the more they will soften, and in time, they will dissolve like waves returning to the ocean. You are safe, you are loved, you are healing. One breath at a time, one feeling at a time, one moment at a time. Trust your heart. It knows the way. It is important to give yourself permission to rest and to take time for yourself. Healing is not only about emotional release, it is also about honoring your body and soul through rest and relaxation. When we experience pain, our energy can be drained and we can feel depleted. This is the time to listen to your body, to nourish it, and to offer it the gentleness it needs. Rest is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is not a sign of weakness, but a profound act of self-care. When you allow yourself to rest, you are acknowledging that you deserve time to heal, to replenish, and to rebuild your strength. Resting does not mean you are avoiding your feelings or running away from your pain. In fact, it can be a powerful part of your healing process. By resting, you are giving yourself the space to process and integrate the emotions you are experiencing. Your body needs this time to restore itself, to repair, and to create the energy needed for you to heal fully. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do for yourself is to let go of any guilt around needing rest and simply allow yourself to be. It's important to remember that your mind, body, and spirit are all connected. If you are exhausted, overwhelmed, or physically drained, this will affect your emotional state. Taking time for rest, even if it's just for a few moments each day, helps to reset and recalibrate your energy. You do not need to push through exhaustion or ignore your body's signals. Rest is your body's way of asking for care, and by honoring that request, you are giving yourself the love and support that is essential to your healing. This time of rest can also be a time of reflection. When you allow yourself to slow down and stop constantly doing, you create space for inner wisdom to rise to the surface. You may receive insights or realizations that can help you process your emotions and understand your journey more clearly. This is the time to be kind to yourself, to treat yourself as you would treat someone you love deeply. Rest is a gift you give yourself, one that creates the foundation for emotional and physical healing. You deserve this rest. You are deserving of the time and space to heal without guilt or hurry. By taking care of yourself in this way, you are taking steps toward wholeness. You are nurturing yourself, giving yourself the care and love that will help you rise again, stronger, lighter, and more centered. Allow rest to be a part of your journey and trust that it will support and sustain you as you move through this time of healing. You are deserving of love not because of anything you do, but simply because you are. Love is your birthright, and it is your natural state. You do not have to earn it, prove it, or work for it. You are worthy of being loved just as you are, with all your imperfections, your scars, and your beautiful uniqueness. Your worthiness is inherent in your existence. Every breath you take, every step you make, every part of your being radiates with love and light. And it is a love that is freely given to you by the universe, by life itself. There may be times when you forget this. You may feel unworthy of love because of past mistakes, heartbreaks, or because you have not yet healed. But these thoughts do not define who you are. They are simply the wounds of the past trying to hold you back, trying to convince you that you are anything less than magnificent. But you are not your past. You are not the sum of your mistakes, and you are not the person you were yesterday. You are constantly evolving, constantly constantly growing and constantly deserving of love. It is important to give yourself the love that you seek from others. You cannot wait for someone else to love you first. You must begin with yourself. Speak to yourself with kindness and compassion. Let your thoughts be filled with positive affirmations of love and worthiness. When you look in the mirror, see yourself with eyes of acceptance and appreciation. When you make a mistake, do not criticize yourself. Instead, offer yourself the same compassion you would offer a dear friend. Know that you are worthy of love in every moment, even when you are hurting, even when you feel lost. Remember that love is not a transaction. It is not something you must earn. It is simply something you are. You do not have to be perfect, and you do not have to have everything figured out. You are already whole, and you are already deserving of all the love that exists in the world. The love you give to yourself sets the tone for the love you receive from others. When you love yourself fully, you radiate that love outward, and it comes back to you in beautiful ways. You are deserving of love, just as you are, always. Never forget that. Your heart is precious, and it is worthy of all the love the universe has to offer. It's essential to recognize that healing is a journey, and sometimes it's okay to take a step back to reflect, recharge, and understand where you are. We often feel the pressure to always be moving forward, to always be making progress. But healing doesn't always happen in a linear way. It is filled with pauses, moments of stillness, and even moments of regression. And these are just as important as the times when you feel like you're moving ahead. When you allow yourself these moments of rest and reflection, you give your heart the space it needs to truly heal. These moments of pause are not signs of weakness. They are sacred times where you are honoring your own process, recognizing that healing takes time and patience. By allowing yourself this space, you stop pushing yourself towards some arbitrary goal of where you should be. You give yourself permission to be exactly where you are, no matter what that looks like in any given moment. It is in these pauses that we integrate the lessons, the feelings, and the experiences that will ultimately allow us to move forward. Without them, the healing journey feels rushed, forced, and disconnected from the deep work your soul needs. In these moments, you may feel a deep need to be with yourself in silence, to reflect on your past, or to simply rest. Trust that this is part of your healing process. Just as a plant requires time to rest in the soil before it can sprout, so too do you need these moments of stillness to restore your energy. Allow yourself to be present in the moment without judgment. You are allowed to slow down, to breathe, and to simply exist. In the stillness, you may find clarity, insights, and a deeper connection to your own inner wisdom. Sometimes we are afraid of these quiet moments because we believe that healing means constant forward movement, that any pause or retreat means we are stuck or not doing enough. But in truth, it is these moments of rest and reflection that allow your heart to catch up with the growth you have already achieved. You are not falling behind, and you are taking the time to align with your deeper self, to understand your needs, and to honor the unique rhythm of your healing journey. It's okay to not always be pushing forward. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do is to pause, to breathe deeply, and to trust that you are exactly where you need to be. You are growing even in these moments of stillness, and you are moving forward in ways that are not always visible to the outside world. Be gentle with yourself during these pauses. Recognize them as sacred opportunities for healing, self-love, and self-discovery. Your heart knows the way, and it will guide you when you are ready. Trust the process, trust the pauses, and know that every step, whether still or in motion, is leading you toward a place of greater peace and wholeness. Every Every emotion that arises within you is a message, an invitation to listen, to understand, and to release what no longer serves you. When you feel anger, sadness, frustration, or fear, it is not something to be ashamed of or to push away. These emotions are not your enemies. They are your teachers. They are part of your human experience, part of your healing process. By honoring them, by acknowledging them, and allowing them to move through you, you are giving yourself the grace to heal. Sometimes we try to suppress our emotions because we believe that we should be stronger or more composed. We might feel that showing emotion makes us vulnerable or that others will judge us. But holding on to these suppressed emotions only causes them to fester and grow. When we ignore our feelings, we block the natural flow of healing that can only occur when we allow ourselves to fully feel. It is important to remember that you are not defined by your emotions. You are a magnificent being capable of experiencing a wide range of feelings. You are worthy of feeling, and you are worthy of the space to process those feelings without guilt or shame. The key to healing is not in avoiding or dismissing these emotions, but in embracing them with love and compassion. When you feel anger, instead of pushing it away, ask yourself, what is this anger trying to teach me? When you feel sadness, instead of hiding from it, gently ask yourself, what is the lesson in this sadness? Your emotions carry wisdom. They carry messages that, when received with an open heart, will lead you to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Embrace the fullness of your emotions, knowing that they are not permanent. They are simply visitors, passing through your life to teach you something, to help you grow. As you welcome your emotions, remember that you are allowed to express them in healthy ways. You can cry when you need to cry, scream when you need to scream, or write in a journal to let it all out. You are not weak for feeling deeply. In fact, it takes great strength to honor your emotions and allow them to flow freely. The more you allow yourself to experience your emotions without judgment, the more quickly they will pass. It is through this process of feeling and releasing that healing happens. By not resisting the flow of your emotions, you make space for new, healthier energy to take their place. Your emotions are valid. Your feelings are valid. Every single emotion you experience is an important part of the process of returning to wholeness. Trust that you can handle them and that you do not need to be afraid of feeling. You are capable of feeling deeply and still being strong. You are capable of embracing your emotions and using them to create a life filled with greater awareness, love, and peace. Let your emotions be your teachers, guiding you toward greater self-compassion and deeper healing. Sometimes in the process of healing, you may feel as though you are walking through a fog. The pain may feel endless, and the weight of your emotions may seem too heavy to carry. But know this, your heart is resilient. Even when it feels as though you are broken, you are still whole. Your heart is an extraordinary force, capable of great healing. It may take time and it may require patience, but your heart has an innate ability to mend, to grow stronger, and to find peace again. The wounds you carry may feel deep, but they do not define you. They are not permanent, and they do not dictate your worth. Your heart is not fragile. It is built to withstand the storms. Even in your darkest moments, your heart is working in ways you may not fully understand, slowly stitching itself back together with threads of love, compassion, and self-awareness. It is your heart's natural state to heal, and while it may take time to feel whole again, trust that it is happening. You are constantly growing, constantly evolving, and every experience, no matter how painful, is contributing to the resilience of your heart. Allow yourself to be gentle with your heart as it heals. The process is not linear, and there will be times when it feels as though the healing is taking longer than expected. During those moments, remind yourself that the healing process is unique for everyone. Your heart knows its own rhythm. It may need moments of rest, moments of reflection, and moments of deep emotional release. Each of these moments is a step toward greater strength. Trust that even in the moments when it feels as though nothing is changing, your heart is still doing its beautiful work of mending. You are not weak for feeling broken. You are human, and your heart, no matter how hurt, is one of the strongest parts of you. It has weathered the storms, and it will continue to do so. Trust that. Just as the earth has seasons of growth and renewal, your heart too will bloom again, stronger and more beautiful than before. Your resilience is the testament to your inner strength. You have already survived everything you needed to survive, and now you are learning to thrive. Every tear you shed is a release. Every emotion you allow yourself to feel is a step closer to healing. Even when it feels as though you are at your lowest, remember that the greatest strength lies in your ability to rise again. Your heart will mend, and it will find its way back to joy, peace, and love. You are capable of more than you know, and you are already on the path to healing. Trust that resilience lives within you and that you are more than enough. You are a radiant being, and you are worthy of all the love and care you can give yourself. Self-care is not selfish. It is a vital part of healing. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and in order to fully heal and embrace the love and peace you deserve, you must first nurture yourself. Nurturing yourself is not just about taking time for bubble baths or quiet moments, though those are lovely. It is about showing yourself love in every action, every thought, and every choice you make. It is about treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. When you care for yourself, you are telling the universe that you are worthy of this love and attention. You are telling your heart, your mind, and your body that you deserve to be nourished, that you deserve to feel good, that you deserve to be treated with tenderness. This nurturing does not need to be extravagant. It can be something as simple as making time for rest, choosing healthy food that fuels your body, or taking a moment to sit in silence and check in with how you are feeling. It is the small acts of kindness toward yourself that have the most profound impact. Nurturing yourself is also about setting healthy boundaries. It's about saying no when you need to, and yes to the things that nourish you. It's about respecting your limits, honoring your emotions, and protecting your peace. When you prioritize your own well-being, you send a powerful message to your subconscious. I am worthy of love, care, and respect. And as you do this, you create the foundation for a life that reflects these truths. When you give yourself the gift of self-care, you are creating a space for your heart to heal. It is an essential part of the process. Healing is not just about feeling the pain and letting it go. It is also about replenishing the parts of you that have been drained, exhausted, or neglected. You deserve the time to relax, the permission to rest, and the opportunity to care for your own heart and spirit. This is not something you should feel guilty about. You are simply filling your own well so that you can show up as the best version of yourself for those you love and for your own soul. As you engage in nurturing practices, remember that it is okay to ask for help when you need it. Surround yourself with supportive, loving people who honor your need for rest and care. Don't be afraid to lean on others when you need to. You are worthy of that support. Self-care is a beautiful, necessary part of the healing process, and it will carry you through the hardest times, giving you the strength to keep moving forward with love, grace, and peace. When you take the time to care for yourself, you are not only healing yourself, but you are sending a message to the world that you deserve to be loved, cherished, and nurtured. And you are. You are so deserving of all the love and care you give to yourself. There is great power in forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. Holding on to grudges, resentment, and anger only weighs you down, creating a burden on your heart that blocks your ability to heal. Forgiveness is not about excusing the actions that have hurt you. It's about freeing yourself from the negative energy that keeps you trapped in the past. When you choose to forgive, you release the hold that pain, resentment, and anger have on you you make the choice to stop allowing those old wounds to define who you are and how you move through the world. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about you. It is a gift that you give to yourself. When you forgive, you are choosing peace. You are choosing to let go of the heaviness that comes from holding on to anger and bitterness. These emotions do not serve you. They keep you stuck in a cycle of pain, keeping your heart closed off from love, joy, and healing. When you forgive, you open the door to healing. You allow your heart to soften, to expand, and to welcome new positive energy. You make space for love and light to enter, replacing the darkness that resentment and unforgiveness create. It's important to understand that forgiveness is a process. It may not happen all at once, and that's okay. Sometimes forgiveness is something you must choose over and over again, especially if the pain is deep. But each time you choose forgiveness, you are releasing a little more of the burden you've been carrying. And as you do, you create more space for peace, healing, and joy. Forgiveness is a practice that requires patience and compassion, both for yourself and for others. When you forgive, you are not diminishing the pain or pretending that it didn't matter. You are simply choosing to no longer let it have power over you. You are choosing to stop letting the actions of others determine your happiness. You are deciding that your peace is worth more than holding on to the past. It may take time, and it may require you to revisit the wounds again, but each step toward forgiveness brings you closer to the freedom that your heart so deeply deserves. And remember, forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. It doesn't always mean that you need to have a relationship with the person who hurt you. It means that you are releasing the emotional weight that has been holding you down. You are letting go of the need for justice or revenge, and instead giving yourself the peace of mind that comes with freedom. Forgiveness is an act of self-love, of compassion, and of personal power. It is one of the most profound gifts you can give yourself as you heal. By forgiving, you create a pathway to emotional freedom, one where you are no longer bound by the past and are free to embrace the present and the future with an open heart.